These are my personal notes on how to set up Mainstage because it's taken a while to sort all this stuff out. I know I'm going to forget. So, future self, this is past self knowing that you're going to be a dumbass. First thing is we got to get these keyboards set up, and just to keep things straight in your head, put everything on a different MIDI channel. So you got to go into the control center, put the keyboard itself on channel 2, which is done here, and then go ahead and put those on 2, put bank A, which you're going to use to control Mainstage, on 10, and then put the drums on bank B on channel 11. Now everything's nice and separate. So you have to think of it as you have 3 keyboards, the Yamaha digital piano, this keyboard 2, and then these controls like 3 and 4. So that makes sense, and this is what took you forever to figure out. So in here, we actually have to add the Arturia twice. We have to add it once on channel 2 for the keyboard part. We have to add it another time on channel 11 for the drum part. And I haven't done channel 10 yet because I'm not sure how I'm going to implement those controls to go through the set. And then when you go here, you have to assign, click assign, and then just hit the corresponding pad, and it'll automatically assign everything. Set it to channel 11. Conversely, when you're down here, set this to channel 2, and it just makes sure everything is kept separate. And then the Yamaha is just on channel 1. Give everything a name. So now you've got your basic framework for how you're going to organize these keyboards. The mistake you made earlier is for every song you are adding instruments. That's the wrong way to do it. This is what you do. You create a library of instruments. So all the different Vox effects I'm going to use, all my different pianos, I'm still building this out. Now when you're ready to build up a song, like let's say Border Song doesn't have anything. So I know I need a piano for Border Song. So I'll go into the pianos, I'll pick a pop sounding piano, and I will copy it. I'm going to do this the long way so you can see it. Copy it. And then you go into Border Song, and then you edit, paste, alias. And now we've got the piano here. And here's the key part. This fader is independent of the alias. So when we change it here, it does not change it here. However, all the effects and everything will go back to the, let's say, the root instrument. How do we tell the instrument which of these 3 input channels, 1, 2, or 11, we want to use? This was the other part where there's just MIDI settings all over the place. You have to click on the channel strip and then go to MIDI input, and then you can say, okay, I want to use the Yamaha for this. And this stuff will be applicable later. I don't want to get too complicated. So we have assigned our instruments. We have assigned the keyboard or the controller that we want to use for each one. The other really counterintuitive thing, which I still can't figure out, is if you want the drum creator, like if you want drum kits, that's simple enough. You go there. But if you want to use the, I forget what it's called, drum something or other, you don't find it here. You have to create an instrument track, right? Create a software instrument, use the pads. But then you go here to find Drum Kit Designer. This is the only place you can find Drum Kit Designer. I don't understand for the fucking life of me, which is why I'm making this video. I would have thought Drum Kit Designer would have been here. Drum Kit Designer, right? Or maybe down here in Legacy and Logic or anywhere. If it's here, I haven't found it. So you have to add it, go to instrument. That's where Drum Kit Designer is. Why Drum Kit Designer? I don't know. It just seems like a good, you know why? Because I hadn't downloaded the other drum kits and I was offline, so I had to find it. That is the basics of getting you set up and the thought process behind it. The next step will be to get the second bank of pads configured so I can just slap a pad in the middle of a song and jump to another patch or another set. So I need to be able to play and then just whack it, cue sounds or something. All right, future self. Hopefully that reminded you of all the things you have learned over hours and hours. Let's see if there's anything else I'm forgetting. Settings, no, that's pretty straightforward. Here's another nice thing you can do. You can hide some of this channel strip crap like the metronome and whatnot right there. You can hide the metronome. You can get rid of all this stuff. I'm sure it'll be important eventually, but right now, while I'm just setting up instruments, I don't want that around. Going back to the layout screen, what are some other things that you had to figure out? The pedal has to be assigned. Click assign and push the pedal. That'll get assigned manually. You can't get rid of this. You have to have this here because this is just connecting to this basically. We had to add this so then we could get our pads on channel 11. Oh, this is Arturia specific. When you make changes here, so as you know, you assign these, you have to store it. That'll send it to the unit. The other thing you figured out with these was you had to assign the note. Like every single drum patch, the kick is C1. So you went ahead and made that note. You made it C1. So now every drum kit you load up, it's going to be kick, snare, tom-tom, closed hi-hat, open hi-hat, ride cymbal, splash, crash. So that keeps everything consistent. So then you can just throw in a drum patch. So that was everything that had to go on with the Arturia. And then, of course, it's been locking up. Hopefully the updates will fix that. These didn't make enough of a difference to justify changing. Oh, and then, boy, goddamn, there's so many things. This button right here, program, that'll bounce you through different personalities, if you will. So you want it to be on the default program, or since I called it R. Brian Live here, it shows up R. Brian on the screen. It'll go into DAW mode, which may be a good mode for Logic, I don't know, or Mainstage. But you got to make sure it's in the right mode. All right, whew, I think that's everything for round one.